Oh, hey. And we're back. I was just playing one of my all-time favorite games. It's called Don't Let the Balloon Touch the Floor. Maybe you've played it before. It's a lot of fun. You could do that for your 20 minutes exercise. Don't do it while you're sitting down, though, like I was just doing. The reason I have a balloon, I assure you there is a reason, is because we're going to do a couple more basketball drills today that you can do on your own at home. You will need a hoop for one of them, but for the other ones, all you need is a basketball and a balloon. If you could find a balloon, that would be ideal. But a basketball is all that's really necessary. And if you have access to a hoop, either at the park or maybe in your driveway, you can use a hoop. I realize people don't really put up hoops in the driveway anymore. That's where we always used to have our hoops back when I was a kid. So I have the hoop here. I brought it down, as many of you know. It was up higher, and we brought it down just for the purposes of this amazing video. So a couple things before we get started. The big thing is that you need to be a two-handed basketball player. You cannot be a one-handed basketball player. So many times in middle school, I see kids who just pound the ball with that right hand. If they're right-handed, if they're left-handed, it's the left hand, and it's all they got. They got a right hand dribble, and they might go to their left hand once and put it right back in their right hand. That cannot happen, okay? Sometimes you'll make your middle school team with that right-handed dominance, but a lot of times once you try out for a high school team, freshman, JV, varsity, a lot of times you won't make the team because a lot of times coaches look specifically for players that can use both hands, okay? Because as an opposing coach, I know for sure that I can pick out a kid who doesn't really go to their left, and what will I tell my players to do on the defensive end? Push them to their left. Make them go left, make them uncomfortable, and of course, inevitably, that kid starts to get rattled, starts to make mistakes, starts to turn it over, and they get pulled out of the game, or they are just a turnover machine for the entire game. So you want to be a two-handed basketball player. There's a lot of ways that you can work on that. The main thing is just using that offhand. Some people will go as far as to tie their dominant hand behind their back so that they're just using the one hand. You don't have to go that far with it, but I will give you a couple things that you can kind of work on today. The big things that you need to be able to do are obviously dribble with your left hand. You would like to be able to dribble at the same level with your left hand as you do with your right hand, so that people couldn't even tell if you're right-handed or left-handed. That kind of is your end goal as a ball handler and a basketball player, is to make it so that people can't even tell if you're right or left-handed. The other thing that you definitely need to be able to do with your opposite hand, whether it's your right or left hand, is finish, okay? Score the basketball, just a layup. You don't have to be shooting threes with your left hand, but you need to be able to finish a layup with your left hand. And a lot of times what I see is the mechanics of the layup are off. So the first drill I'm going to show you is called the Mikan drill. And this is a drill you can do by yourself at the park, wherever you have access to a hoop. So George Mikan was a basketball player. He was about 6'10", 6'11", big guy. And at the time, the biggest guy. They didn't have many 7-foot players, and he was one of the only guys that was up near that level. So he dominated. It was really easy for him. But one of the drills that he really worked on and focused on was this drill, and which is why we call it the Mikan drill. So I'm going to grab the basketball. I left it over there because I was playing around. I'll be honest. I was playing around with the basketball. It's hard not to play around with the basketball. Here's the basketball. So the Mikan drill, you can do this. I would recommend either doing it for a set amount of time, so you can set a timer on your phone or your watch, or go for a specific number of shots. So you could do maybe 20 shots or 30 shots. As you get more comfortable with it, maybe you'll make it a little bit more difficult, as the case may be. It does get a little tiring, and you'll notice that pretty quickly after about 30 seconds, 45 seconds. You get a little tired of doing the Mikan drill, but there's a couple things we really want to focus on. One is jumping off of our inside foot using our outside hand, just like we would on a layup. Since the Mikan drill is kind of a post drill, we want to chin the ball. Every time that we get that rebound, we want to chin the ball, and we want to avoid traveling as we're coming across the lane. Sometimes you're going to travel, okay, but we don't want to bring the ball out, down and dribble it, even though we might take an extra step and travel here and there. Okay, so the ball stays up, we chin it, and then we finish with the other hand, changing sides as we go, and I'll just show you quickly an example of what it would look like if you were doing it at the park or somewhere else. So we start here on one side, we jump off our inside foot, finish with our outside hand, boom, get the rebound. As I get the rebound, okay, I step to the other side. I'm trying to do it without traveling. Easy for me to say, I almost fell out. Without traveling, I get to the other side, jump off my inside foot. Now that one, I wouldn't have been able to do it without traveling. So I'm going to get to this side again, boom. Here, boom. It doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't matter if you make it or miss it. Obviously, I missed most of those. What matters is that you're working on getting those shots up with both hands. Okay, at least while you're around the hoop, you need to be able to finish with both hands. Now, I'm a basketball coach, so I don't need to do this. All right, that's why I'm telling you to do it, so that you can get better at basketball, make the team, whether it's your middle school team, your high school team, an NBA team, you better be able to play with both hands, okay? So the Mikan drill is a great way to get better at finishing around the hoop with both hands. Really focus on those points of emphasis. Chin the ball when you bring it down. Try not to travel. Step off the inside foot, finish with the outside hand. You want to keep that off elbow kind of out. We're not elbowing people in the face, okay, or being dirty at all. But when I go up and I have that elbow out, I'm protecting the ball. Okay, that's the whole idea. I'm not trying to be dirty or throw a Ron Artest Meta World Peace elbow into somebody's face. I'm protecting the ball. It's not a foul. It's not dirty, okay? But you do want to kind of practice those little things, those little habits as you're doing any kind of drill, so that when you get into the game and you get sped up a little bit, you don't forget those things. Next, we are going to do a little bit of dribbling. So I'm going to back this. We'll just leave it where it is. And this is where the balloon comes in. I'm excited to play with the balloon. So first, we're just going to work on basic ball handling dribbling. So a couple things, points of emphasis here. When I'm dribbling, I want to be in an athletic stance, okay? Nobody dribbles down the court standing straight up. If you do, you're going to turn it over, you're going to get the ball ripped out of your hands, and then you're going to turn and look at the referee and go, "What, man, what the foul?" Don't do that. Nobody likes that. The coaches don't like it. The refs don't like it. Just go back and play defense. You lost the ball. Go stop that guy from scoring. So first thing, athletic stance. Okay, what do I mean by athletic stance? My knees are bent. Okay, and your rear end is big in basketball. Okay, you got to use your rear end. So you kind of want to stick your rear end out, okay, like you're in triple threat. Now from triple threat, we just want to start dribbling right here. You want to be able to do it without looking, okay? The other thing, if you saw it there, I want to have my arm out. We call this an arm bar, okay? And I'm not shoving off with it. Again, you'll get called for that. We've had a lot of players here at Dilworth that love to use that kind of James Harden shove. This ain't the NBA, and more than likely, if you're watching this video, you're probably not in the NBA. But you need to have the arm bar out so that people can't just run through and take the ball from you got the arm bar out, they come across, it's a foul. If you don't have the arm bar out and you're just bopping down the court, they come across and take the ball, then again, we're standing there going, where's the foul, ref? Come on, man, that hurt. It didn't hurt. It just hurt your feelings. Basketball players can't have feelings. Okay, you can have some feelings, but not when you get the ball stolen. Go play defense. All right, so arm bar, athletic stance, and we're just dribbling here. Okay, we're here, boom. Get one side, get the other side. Same thing here. You can go for a number, a certain number of dribbles, 100 dribbles, 200 dribbles. The more, the better, obviously. Or you can go for a time. However you want to do it, that's up to you. Okay, but the more you spend, the more time you spend on the offhand, okay, everybody likes to do the hand that they're really good at, and they want to showboat. Oh, check me out. Ooh, I'm going between my legs, man. Watch out. Cool, but we need to work on our weak points rather than our strong points. If you're already good with your right hand, don't keep dribbling with your right hand. Catch that left hand up to where your right hand is, okay? So as we're dribbling there, now we can add in some difficulty because some people think, that's too easy for me to do. I do that all day. I do that in my sleep, coach. I do that, I don't know, in my sleep, coach. But you want to make it more difficult? Here you go. This is where the balloon comes in. So now I'm going to dribble again. Oh. Here's the bell. And you're just going to keep the balloon up in the air. Try to do it without moving too much. Now, all of my attention is focused on the balloon. I'm able to dribble and keep the balloon in the air so that when I get into a game, I don't have to keep the balloon in the air. I'm just focused on my dribble. It's easier. Everything becomes easier. So like we've talked about before, it's like wearing an ankle weight or a weighted vest or a mask. Yes, things are harder when you're wearing the mask. Things are harder when you're wearing the vest. Things are harder when you're wearing the ankle brace. Things are harder when you're popping the balloon in the air. Not popping the balloon, keeping it in the air. When you get into the game then, your brain only has to focus on just the dribbling, so you should be better at dribbling, okay? But that's only if you take these drills seriously and work hard on them. After you've done the balloon, both hands, the next step in the progression would be to take a tennis ball and do the same thing, okay? So we're here, we're dribbling, we're just gonna throw it up, catch it, throw it up, catch it, throw it up, catch it. I wanna play with fire. That was 3 pretty good ones. I didn't drop it, so that makes up for the crappy Mikan drill that I did earlier. There's some drills that you can use or don't use, but I will tell you, as a coach at the high school level, you need to be able to dribble with both hands and finish with both hands. Coaches aren't looking for one-handed basketball players, period. You have to be a two-handed basketball player, and the more that you can do with both hands, and the more it looks like they don't know if you're right-handed or left-handed, the more trouble you're gonna give defenders and opposing teams, and the more minutes you're gonna get, bottom line. So take care of that. As usual, like, share, and subscribe. Click the notifications so you get notified when I add some more videos. I am working on getting some other coaches in here to give you some tips for some other sports. Obviously, basketball is kind of my go-to sport, but so I'll keep doing basketball videos. I'll give you some other stuff to do for other sports as well, and work on some of my other coaches to come in and talk to you about some of the other things that you should be doing at home while sports are not active during this 2020 that seems like it will never end. As usual, make it a great day, Knights. Take care of yourself and those around you. Be nice, wash your hands, and don't forget to be awesome. I'm gonna go wash my hands right now. Touching that basketball. Yuck.